Hey everyone, how's it going? It's me, Biz.
It's me, Captain Lunar.
It's your ever humble Bannon.
And it's your boy, Kelly.
Yep, and again, we are continuing the themes of Fantastic Four as we go into season 2, where we talk about When Calls Galactus. Yeah, I know originally I said something else, but yeah, turns out the episode I originally had planned was still season 1, and we ain't going back. We ain't going back.
You can't make me, man. You can't make me.
Yeah, we ain't doing
me.
I will go to work at Amazon under their working conditions before I ever go back to that season.
Why do I feel like if we for some reason had to do this again, like I don't know, like I did a Patreon or one of us did a Patreon and we had to do a commentary on this, we're gonna treat this like Apocalypse Now. Like
Yes.
like
When I was there, all I can think about was getting to world's greatest heroes. But now that they're world's greatest heroes, all I can think about is getting back there.
yeah. Now I just imagine like freaking Reed Richards, being in the Martin Sheen character, getting drunk and smashing the mirror and stuff. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna talk about When Calls Galactus because yeah, I decided that for each of the commentaries of Fantastic Four shows, they're gonna go into stuff that is somehow semi-linked to the MCU in some way. Like the first episode was Skrulls. This one is Galactus, who will be showing up in media. Though this will not be I can't remember if this episode featured the Silver Surfer, but it did bring in the character of T-Rex, a villain who I kind of wish showed up more often in media. And
Terrax.
Yeah.
It's Terrax, not T-Rex.
Yeah.
Terrax, like he's terraforming something with his axe.
Yeah, true. That makes more sense. And then, you'll see what we do for World's Greatest Heroes. Lunar can probably guess because he's a fan of that particular episode.
And don't say anything, Lunar.
Yeah.
You'll get castrated.
Like
You don't know what I got.
on my mark, we'll start. So if you have Disney Plus, or you just have it on DVD, or maybe you don't want to watch it with us, instead just listen to us like a podcast. On my mark, 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, so
Open the lightning in space.
Yeah.
That can't be good.
well, apparently in Treasure Planet we have wind in space.
I also kind of like how
Solar
we went
wind.
immediately into the intro, like the original season.
Yeah, like this.
Like the original seasons were.
Yeah, season 2 was like, this is how you know you're also in a good Marvel show. Besides like better animation and better designs, they had cold openings. Like they open with like a little bit of the action first.
And of course, Ben, honestly, his best animated look.
Oh yeah, like they even
Better voice.
So, Sue weirdly looks like Felicia from the Spider-Man animated series.
a little
Like in
bit.
an outfit.
Oh, and look at this, everybody. Johnny Storm actually looking sad.
Yep. Yeah, and also I just realized Ben is like the only one wearing like Fantastic Four colors, for his suit.
And Reed just casually signing every single thing that he can.
Yep.
Because he's Mr. Fantastic. Of course he can.
Yep. And
Fantastic.
yep. And of course Johnny's kind of bummed out because around this time they just kind of went over a storyline called the Inhuman Saga.
Oh, and... Oh, that's right. This is Nova.
Yeah.
The other...
Little Frankie Ray. And here we have the theme song, which, my God, is so much of an improvement.
Oh yeah, no,
the
this is
animation on this alone.
yep. And yeah, like this one really
Can we just say if you told someone this was season 1 and never showed them the actual season 1, they'd believe you?
yeah. And I like that, yeah, they even show you like they went on like classic adventures and stuff. They like, recreate images from the comics.
Even outright doing covers, too.
Yeah.
Kind of like Giganto right there. We just saw Giganto.
Yep.
And I like
God, I
the
hope
updates
he's in
to
the
their
movie.
costumes here, too. Much more dynamic looking.
Yep.
Yeah, navy blue and white. Better than the... Again, I know we're kind of getting that the season 1 color palette for theirs. suits in First Steps, but my God, the live action version looks better.
Yep.
It
Though I kind of do hope that we get this look for their next film, because I don't know, because we all know that they're gonna blend the world together. Maybe that's the show that, okay, they're in a modern time, and yeah, no, we got Nova here, and yeah, like everyone immediately going, Johnny, what the hell did you do?
Yep. Also, strategically placed fire.
Yep.
And all else fails, blame Johnny.
Yep. But yeah, Flame Bikini, which, let's not kid ourselves, this was inspired by a certain other character.
Firestar, I believe.
No, not
Fire.
Yeah.
From DC.
Yeah, because she also kind of had the same motif of, like, she would, have a silhouette in flames, and occasionally they would give her, like, a flame bikini, even though they really didn't need to. And yeah.
You literally forgot there's no air in space.
Yeah. Well, in her case, yeah, she's new to this, so that's fine. But yeah, again, better season, but like it's kind of weird to have Johnny like almost look like he's floating in space, even though he can't breathe in space.
I mean, it is a night sky, so
going for, but it does still seem kind of wonky a little bit.
Yeah. And again, like she had and also she was keeping those flames very, very prominent to make sure no one saw anything.
But yeah, I think that it's kind of interesting how they have Nova randomly show up in an episode about Galactus.
Mm-hmm.
Though I won't lie, though, I kind of don't really care for the change of origin for her here. Though, if I remember right, her origin is kind of changed up here.
Yeah, we're basically, which to be fair though, technically this is that was the first animated version of Jim Hammond right there, created an android Human Torch.
Yeah, where like they have her connect, which was which was a kind of a surprise. I didn't expect them to actually even mention Jim.
With Johnny provided the catalyst necessary to activate the dormant molecular instability of
Oh god, I love Reed going into technobabble.
Yeah, like
And multimodal reflection sorting.
reverse polarity of the neutron flow.
1.0 gigawatts.
I just realized her color palette, like with that outfit, she does kind of look like Firestar.
That's what I was saying earlier. I mean, again, with her change in origin, I really imagine. I think they wouldn't be surprised if they were going for this was Firestar for this universe and all, but nah, it being the Frankie Ray version of Nova makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, dadgum! Already moving on from Crystal? Dadgum, John.
And also her ears went very demonic there for a second.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, again, Johnny, this is kind of why you don't really hold a relationship that well, though. Honestly, like, again, I'm not a shipper, but one relationship I actually kind of dug with Johnny was him and Felicia, because it kind of made sense, given how her relationships usually go.
And that they're in space. They're just outright outside of Earth's atmosphere. Right?
Yeah, like, I'm like, okay,
Though I've always kind of seen that as that's just because their proximity to Terrax.
Maybe. But yeah, also, that actually leads to the question, besides the Silver Surfer, who is your favorite Herald of Galactus?
Oh.
Well, I actually like Firelord.
Yeah, same here.
Stardust. Stardust has a cool design.
Yeah, Stardust is pretty cool, though. I'm gonna be honest here. Like, I've only had like a few exposures to her. Like, I know that there's a whole storyline where like the Heralds came together, but I honestly have not read it.
She fought Beta Ray Bill and Beta Ray Bill God Hunter.
Yeah,
and that was actually a pretty good showing.
There's the timeline where World War Hulk never ended, and Hulk became the Herald of Galactus.
Yep. Honestly,
technically speaking, that is a good choice.
Yeah, and yeah, honestly, that hell, like maybe I'll put this as a poll. Like, who would you rather be, a Herald of Galactus or a Horseman of Apocalypse? Because you get some cool upgrades and cool designs, but you end up working with a guy that wants to destroy planets. Or
okay, I would go Herald of Galactus.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the option of just, and you have the option of not going for populated civilizations.
Yep.
Like planets, just like Galactus, like doesn't particularly care. Galactus is more amoral. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, he's not really a villain.
Apocalypse. No, you are. We're gonna take over mutant kind.
Yeah. Also, holy
And
crap!
we're gonna wipe out humanity.
Also, holy crap! Again, this reminds us how freaking strong Ben is. The fact that like he punched him so hard, he went through like 4 different buildings.
Yeah.
Well, he does tangle with the Hulk, so it makes sense that he's that powerful. But
That's what they do it on Yancey Street.
Yep.
But
And also, it's good showing of how powerful.
This also shows how powerful a Herald of Galactus is as well, now considering he took that punch, just got back up, and is already fucking up the entire planet.
Yep. And
he's lifting Manhattan.
Yep, just lifting up from the ground. You can and again, because we all know this is in an actual like Marvel universe that has all these other heroes. You gotta think like, what the hell is Ghost Rider and like Daredevil like going through during this whole thing of like, come on, man. Like, or hell, like Spider-Man. Like, do you think this is probably during the time when Peter is? Oh god, yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah, Sue. This was like, to me when I was a kid, this was the first real power flex for Sue. Of she built a dome to keep like the air in for Manhattan.
And keep in mind, this is the only way they can keep her occupied and everything, because that basically implies, yeah, if she was with the others, they'd clown on this dude easily.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, so horrifically right now.
Yep. And again, like Terrax, I think. By the way, if I had to pick my second favorite Herald outside Silver Surfer, Terrax again. I think he's a good villain. I know I called him T-Rex earlier. It's just how I usually like read it, but yeah, you're right. It was Terrax. But yeah, with Terrax, I think I liked him on the grounds of he is what Nornrad could have been. Like, if he wasn't a pacifist at heart.
Yep. Also, is it weird that when I was a kid, before I really like Thanos' whole thing, I kind of got Thanos and Terrax mixed up a lot.
Yeah. Oh, I remember when Marvel was more.
Oh, look at this beautiful redesign for Galactus.
Oh yeah, that is.
The colors pop out more. He's more bright. He seems more imposing.
Yep.
This is Galactus.
He's not eggplant.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's also you know, he's not a cloud. Like, just another thing.
Can we not talk about that? Can we never talk about that again?
We'll never talk about the cloud again. But yeah, I do like that with Galactus, and also again showing how powerful he really is. That, you know, the instant you're in a room with him, he'll just put your ass to sleep, and he'll make you see, and like he'll show you what he sees, like, you know. And yeah, again,
he sees everything.
Yeah, like shows the origin of where he got this newest Herald.
Yep. And literally went, okay, Silver Surfer was too much of a softie. I'm going with a Power Mad Tyrant. That'll work out well for me, I think.
Yep. And instead of a surfboard, he just has a giant piece of rock.
Oh my god, a giant rock.
Yep. Like, that's what he says every time he goes to another planet. He just goes, oh my god, a giant rock! Oh my god, a giant rock! Oh my god, another giant rock! It's like...
But yeah, so in case it's not clear too, and all, Terrax's big thing is, unlike Norrin, he really doesn't give two shits about where he gets his master's food at and all.
Oh, also, they just mentioned that planet that he tried to feed Galactus was full of anti-life. Damn it. Somewhere Darkseid's like, so close.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And again, yeah.
It's also...
But yeah,
this also kind of provides an interesting thing that even Galactus can get food poisoning.
Yeah, like he's not like, yeah, like he has, like, there's a limit to how much he can actually take when he's you know, when he chooses a place to eat. That's why he needs a herald. It's not just, oh, I need a place with a lot of power and energy. No, he has to make sure it's not gonna kill him, which I'm surprised we haven't done that for a comic where Galactus goes to Earth, he's gonna eat it, but then he's like, oh god, all this pollution and like, oh god, the ozone, what the hell? No. I got salmonella.
Also, the way Nova's acting here, I don't think they really explain it well so far. It's like, oh no, I can't let him hurt Galactus. Like, you literally just freaking met him.
Yeah.
You're on Earth, and you were on Earth last time you wanted to literally devour it.
Again, we swear that this is a better season. There's just some moments where it gets a little hokey.
Though I defend this decision as, yes, she was there the last time he tried to eat it, but he's essentially a victim right now. And Terax literally was trying to murder his ass.
Yeah, and he's...
Well, yeah, but the way he's going about it seems kind of like a little too
Which again would make more sense if they went with the other Herald of Galactus thing that she usually has.
Yeah.
As instead of the Jim Hammond connection.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're gonna get that again in Hell. When they did the Silver Surfer show and they did bring in like the other heralds, she was again more of the more, you know, good guy herald of like, oh, like that whole story. Like I remember there's an episode where I almost said issue. There's an episode where Galactus is in pain and she needs the help of the Silver Surfer, and it leads to that whole like, I can't believe you would work with someone. And she's like, no, he's a creature of nature. We have like, you know, he has no choice but to do this.
And I do like how, yes, Terax here does have a lot of power and all, but much like with Norrin, he's about to learn you have this power on borrowed time. You are not its master.
Yep. Which...
And he just turned him into worms.
Yeah, just turned him into... Yeah, and...
Turned into Earthworm Jim. The
Yep.
secret origin of Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, which... Like... Man, that whole... that being the end of this character in this universe, I'm like... I feel like I could have done more with him, but this actually is pretty satisfying. Hell, it actually is a better version of how Magneto dealt with Cortez in their show, who also was an ass kisser who immediately backstabbed his master.
Yep.
And
unfortunately, though, they all seem to forget something. Galactus is over his stomach ache, which means he's hungry again.
Yeah, just like yeah, because like, oh yeah, no, like you saved my ass, but bad news, guys, got the munchies.
And unfortunately, your planet's the closest one that's got the life energy I need.
Yep.
It is not personal. I'm just really hungry right now.
Also, I love how the fact that... Also, am I the one that finds it creepier when they show him actually having human eyes and it's still the square eyes?
Yeah, just
no,
get...
That is super fucked up.
Yeah.
But I also like here that he actually looks sad doing this. Like, this straight up is like, I really don't want to do this, but I'm also hungry.
You're like, look, you did me a solid. I appreciate it. But, well, but dinner bell's calling.
Yep. Sorry, my mama's dinner bell's calling.
And unfortunately, there is no ultimate nullifier they can use this time. He's a little bit smarter about that.
Yep. I'm kind of curious if we're gonna get the ultimate nullifier in First Steps. Like, yep. He just puts him in a bubble.
Nobody puts baby in a bubble.
Yep. He took that page from he
Galactus.
Yeah. Actually,
Galactus does it.
Funny thing, yeah, he put them all in bubbles, and I'm like, you son of a bitch, you stole that from Thanos. If you know, you know.
And here we go. Just let it all be known. Contrary to what the MCU might have you believe, Thor can literally throw down with Galactus and is the only person in the universe that's ever caused Galactus actual pain.
Yeah, also, this is literally an Ex Duke Machina. A god just showed up to save your ass.
And no
I say thee.
Nay! Also, note too, whenever he strikes Galactus and all with his lightning, there's Kirby crackle dots on there too.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Reed, you have to know that's not really going to help.
Yep. And then the thing is, yeah, like, to those who are just watching this episode, this might seem like just the most random thing to happen, but before this episode, we did get an episode that featured Thor. So, and it would make sense.
No, here's Ghost Rider.
Oh, yeah, which, holy crap. Forgot.
Deus Ex Machina, Now here's a Diablo's Ex Machina technically.
Yeah, and I was, which I'm like, oh god, yeah, I forgot that he showed up. It's been a while since I watched this, but I was like, yeah.
I love the voice they gave Ghost Rider here.
Oh yes, it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
and I love how this is clearly Danny Ketch. Even if you just barely read the Ghost Rider comics, just off design alone, you can tell this is the Danny Ketch Ghost
yeah,
Rider.
It was Danny because of the design on the bike.
Yeah, I just and again, I love the fact that this again for for a regular viewer, this feels so random, but for a Marvel fan, this makes sense because if shit like this happens, they're not going to be the only heroes that respond. And then he gets the penance stare.
Yeah, no, Galactus caused intergalactic genocide, which is a really big sin.
Yep.
So Ghost Rider's like, all right, I'm rolling up to your crib, punching your lights out.
The only problem I have with that speech, he says a billion souls. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure we're in the trillions with him.
Yeah. Unless it's like run by I don't know, like robots or some stuff, like lifeless robots. But yeah, and I love that even Ben is having that moment of that just happened.
I literally just thought the devil's bounty hunter.
Yep.
Wait, hold on. Oh well, I think my wish is about to be granted. So.
Yep. Also, it's kind of funny that we're seeing Thor here, kind of helping her out with reviving Galactus. And because many years later, Donny Cates would do a comic where he became the Herald of Galactus, and then he killed his ass.
Yes, which is, by the way, easily one of the biggest Thor feats ever in any of his comic runs.
Yeah, he beat Galactus.
He's had some pretty good.
Yeah, he killed Galactus, and then he beat Galactus's master. Because to those who don't know, Galactus used to be a herald.
Yep.
So that's 8 universes.
Yeah.
Yep. With an equally ominous title of the Black Winter.
Yep.
And it's easily one of the coolest metal designs that Donny Cates' comic runs have ever had in any of his Marvel comics.
It's Donny Cates. Expect kick-ass designs, but of course she wants to help him because she sees him as not an evil force, but a force that needs to just someone who has to do what he needs to do to survive. And she's probably gonna offer. And then she makes the offer of I will help you.
Oh, look at that! And she actually gets her actual Nova form now.
Yeah.
Which I will say this much: they explain jack about her connection to Galactus in this. I always knew I was supposed to be a herald of Galactus.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah,
How?
Just did the lab accent that gave you your powers give you the power to see the future, or did Jim?
She can see the future.
Yep, and Johnny. And again, Johnny's kind of left heartbroken because another girl he loves is now sent off into space.
But there is a compensation for this, though. Well, 3 compensations. 1, Galactus is basically backing the hell off of their world. 2, now he knows that Frankie can't be hurt or taken completely away from him. And 3, of course, the fact that Frankie can come back.
Yeah.
She can still be there with him.
Yep.
The whole "it's Crystal is your destiny" thing. Yeah, that aged like sour milk.
Yeah, because immediately, not just the fact that Crystal and him didn't stick together, but not long after that, she wound up hooking up with Quicksilver. They had a kid, and also Johnny at one point, hooked up with her sister.
Hey, Johnny is not the best with romance. I mean, this is the guy who banged Dr. Doom's fiancée the night before the wedding.
Yep, which led to a new, God, that whole thing was just some crazy ass comedic joke right there of just Dr.
Doom was like, Doom has a wife. Doom is settling down. No more world domination plots. Patchett is buried. Doom is in a good place. Cue that, and it's back to just regular fucking.
I want to destroy you, Storm.
Well, see, I've always had this funny idea that when this happened and all, Doom at first was mad, but then he realized, wait, Johnny Storm just gave me the greatest gift of all. I can legally hate the Fantastic Four now.
Like, no one...
I can murder you and be justified.
Yeah, no one can say I'm being petty on this one. You banged my wife. And it...
and he's just pure, like he's trying to murder them, but he's, like, smiling under his mask, like, yes, I am very angry right now. So unbelievably mad as he's giggling like a school kid.
Yeah, anyway, that was when called Galactus. Yeah, again, it's a hokier episode, but definitely better than Super Skrull. I think the way they incorporated Nova here was pretty solid. Again, the origin was a little weird given what we actually know about her in the comics. But connecting her to Jim Hammond is equally cool. And I was kind of hoping it would set up some stuff with Jim later in the series that just unfortunately never panned out. I like that they do show that there is more to Galactus than simply he is a killer and destroyer of worlds. And yeah, it also showed like how powerful the Heralds of Galactus could really be if they just cut loose.
Because, like, again, Terex just straight up stole Manhattan. Like, the entirety of Manhattan.
Yep. And, again, I like that this also felt like this season really does embrace that this is in a shared universe, and they do show other Marvel characters in here. Granted, they're only able to show characters that didn't have TV shows because, there was some weird legal stuff going on where, like, even though they had they had to be very selective on which character could be in which show. But it was cool to see Ghost Rider and Thor. Yeah.
Ghost Rider was supposed to get a show. The only reason that didn't happen... Okay, how are we going to explain a guy whose power is hellfire and who made a deal with the devil as a kid's show?
Yep, and then we have Thor, who, again, might seem kind of random, but he was in a previous episode before this.
Where they fought Ego.
Yeah, where they fought Ego, the living planet. So, yeah, it was kind of cool to see Thor show up again, and I do kind of wonder if both the Ego episode and this was supposed to be kind of like setting up the possibility of Thor getting his own show, which could have easily happened. Like, they could have easily done a Thor show.
Apparently that was on the table after the Silver Surfer show, but that was also around the time Marvel got bankrupted, so they couldn't really both couldn't finish the Silver Surfer show and couldn't finish or even begin just do a Thor show.
Yeah, though ironically with the Thor show, with the Silver Surfer show, we got Beta Ray Bill, but they did not link him to Thor. It was like some weird fantasy world he was in.
It wasn't a fantasy world, it was a virtual fantasy world.
You know what I mean. He was like, yeah, and...
No, it was weird.
Yeah.
Also, he was really Irish.
Honestly, I didn't mind that.
Really Irish.
I kind of dug
Don't you?
Yeah.
Why that don't you know Thor?
Yeah.
That's Minnesotan.
No, I just imagine. I just imagine like a leprechaun just going. Yeah, you can either get my pot of gold, or you can go to a Vikings game.
It's one or the other. You can't get it.
Yeah.
You can't get both.
Anyway, okay, what do you guys? Okay, so like we're dragging this on a little bit. So what do you guys think of the episode?
Honestly, this was obviously major step up from the last one. The animation was smooth. The story writing actually felt more in line with the Fantastic Four comics that actually makes sense and is actually good. Everyone felt in character and all. Just overall, just everything about this was just such a massive step up, and especially with the redesigned costumes and looks for everybody from the Fantastic Four to Galactus himself. Everything just looks so much better by a mile.
Honestly, same. It is really one of the better showings of both Galactus' character and, you had some great cameos with Thor and Ghost Rider. Though, again, the biggest problem is the fact Frankie Ray comes in. Her origin is randomly tied to Jim Hammond, the android Human Torch, for those who may not know. Then all of a sudden, she's like, "Oh no, I have always known I must be the Herald of Galactus." I'm like, okay, that's a take. But other than that, though, like it's a fun episode, good action, good like Sue like doing the whole like force field that maintain the air in Manhattan after Terrax takes into space. Really good showing from her. So yeah, all around, I'd give it a solid 7.5 out of 10.
All right, Cover.
It's pretty much what both Lunar and Baron said. It is a great episode showing off the Fantastic Four's abilities in the upfront. It has a ton of great cameos, which Marvel excels at. I mean, there are some bits and pieces of this episode's story that are a bit off and wonky. Other than that, it's a great thrill ride from start to finish. And plus, where else can you see Ghost Rider delivering the penance stare to Galactus?
Yeah, true. Well, I guess that's a wrap for this one. Next time we will be continuing the Fantastic Four ride. Instead of sticking to the 90s, we'll be going to World's Greatest Heroes. And yeah, again, I won't spoil what it is, what this episode is, but yeah, Lunar is going to be really happy with this one since it's going to be featuring one of his favorite characters. And also, this one's going to be very interesting since it was meant to be synergy for the Fantastic Four movie, but also a little bit of the Fantastic Four Ultimate Comics. Though, luckily, this read did not turn evil and Ben didn't become Wonder Man. More into that in another...
It was even weirder. Becomes Wonder Man, still goes by the Thing, even though nothing about the form screams Thing.
Yep. I'm Biz.
I'm Lunar.
I'm Baron.
I'm Calvert.
And we'll see you later.